On today's Pal2tech Show, Fujifilm Summit. Are they going to announce a full-frame camera? A Lego camera? Who knows? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about how to deal with losing your data, backup strategies, and 1 week of nightmare that I went through. So strap in. We're starting the show right now. Hello, everyone out there in the world. Welcome to the Pal2tech Show. This is number 6, I think, maybe, I hope. How are you all doing? How's it going? Let me check in, make sure I'm even live. Yes, I'm live. Wow, I'm live. Okay, we have a problem here. David is stealing Mr. Jarbel's Pal2tech membership thing. What's going on with this? I'm still not fully understanding that whole thing, but David, thank you. Mr. Jarbel, thank you. Is this Simone? Simone, welcome. Welcome. It's great to have you as a member. If I mispronounced your name, my sincere apologies. I'm horrible with names. I'm working on it. My doctor says I'm making good progress. So welcome. Thank you so much. How's everybody doing? I was just about to say it's Friday. It's Saturday night. So I decided to hold this stream over the weekend because I've gotten a lot of comments about, hey, you never do it on the weekend and we can't watch your stream. So, okay, by popular demand, I thought I would do it on a Saturday night. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm probably going to go back to doing it on Friday. So tell your boss, tell your significant other, you've got to block off Friday, right, at 5:30 Eastern time, because that is really the time I need to do this show. But we're here tonight. Welcome. This is awesome. We're going to have a great time tonight. Okay, let's see who's here. I've got all these pop-ups on my screen from YouTube telling me there's all kinds of issue. Hold on one second. Error, you need to change the resolution. Okay, so let me first, I don't trust YouTube as far as I can pick up that office in San Bruno and throw them. So I'm going to ignore these error messages that are on this screen screaming at me. And I'm just going to ask you, are there any problems with the resolution? Or do I sound okay? Do I look okay? Let me know. I wouldn't know how to change it at this point. I wouldn't know how to fix it anyway, but it would be good for me to know. So I'm going to give a second for people to weigh in on that. Oh, wow. Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Jarbel. Jim, good to see you. Wow, we got a lot of people here. That's great. Okay, let me just do a quick few housekeeping things. This is just, going live to the world when I'm sitting here in this dark studio is just weird, because all the predecessors who came before me, like people that would do shows would have dozens of people in the studio, and they'd have, people counting down, and they'd have cue card people and 3 cameras set up. Okay, Johnny, you're ready. Ed McMahon, you're ready in place. 5, 4, they do all that. And I just click a button, but nothing else changes. I mean, it's still the same dark, studio. So it's weird to think that I'm live. And that's something I don't think I'm ever going to get used to. So with that being said, first of all, welcome everyone who is here. We have a lot of people. Michael, how you doing? And good to see you. Bonjour de Paris. I'm going to ruin it. Tout va bien. Tout va bien. Bonjour. Welcome. I lived in Paris for a little bit in the 18th, I think, arrondissement, right behind the Georges V Hotel. So welcome. Good to see you. Chase, how you doing? Just getting into Fujifilm. Whoa, I gotta put him here. Welcome to the crazy Fujifilm family. We got a lot going on. Good to see you, Chase. Good to see you. We got so many people. I'm live in Amsterdam, really. My man in Amsterdam. Okay, cool. So, all right. We got to talk about, well, we have a new segment on the show right now. Fuji News. What do you think of the new graphic? You like it? So we have Fuji News, and for those of you that don't know, Fujifilm has a brand new summit coming out on May 16th. And on May 16th, they are going to be live from Sydney, Australia. Fuji, I would have come out to Australia for this one, but yeah, they're going to be in Australia, May 16th. The time is 1 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. Okay, write this down. May 16th, 1 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. I am holding a watch party. We're going to have a lot of fun. I love the summits. I love the watch parties. We make fun of Fujifilm and the whole thing. It's great. So they're going to obviously be announcing new product. Yeah, actually, here's the problem with that, because I want to talk about this. I signed a non-disclosure agreement with Fujifilm yesterday, which means that I cannot talk about what they're going to announce, but I know what they're going to announce. I can't hint what they're going to announce. I can't send an email. I can't send a text. I can't send a carrier pigeon. I can't raise an eyebrow or give a tell, like in a poker game. I can't do any of that. So I forgot a prop I was going to bring for the live stream tonight, and that was that Fuji. I was going to go get it, but I'm not going to bother. So I'm just going to hold up this broken hard drive if I think when I'm reading the comments that someone has guessed correctly, right? I don't want to tell, so I can be like, so what, do you think they're going to launch a full frame GFX, blah, 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 right? So I got my disc for that. Yeah, I know what they're going to launch, but I would like you to weigh in and tell me what you think. It's fun to do that. And then when we hold our watch party, I will pull up some of your comments and I'll make fun of you if you're wrong, right? But if you're correct, I will call you out on that too. So put it in the comments. What do you think they're going to launch? Now, rumors galore, okay? And, Patrick over at Fuji Rumors, let me just say this. Patrick is two things. A really nice guy. And he's a freak. He's a Fujifilm. He's crazy. I mean, he is like, there's a picture of him in a dictionary next to Fujifilm. He's forgotten more than I'll ever know about Fujifilm. So on Fuji Rumors, right, Patrick has basically said, and this is the summit right here. Okay, so Patrick has released some leaked images. Now, I'm not saying this is true or not. I'm not saying these are real or not, and I'm certainly not saying that this is coming. But what is currently on Fuji Rumors that may or may not be announced at a summit in the future is a lens, the 16 to 50 millimeter f2.8 to 4.8 kit lens. This is going to be a new kit lens, okay? It's an XF. And the reason that I'm okay I'm not a big fan of pushing leaked images because I have mixed feelings. I mean, I love to see, what the leaked images are, but at the same time, they're leaked. I mean, they're not supposed to be released. However, Fuji did tease this at their Tokyo summit. So it's we know that already. So that's probably coming. That's probably coming. All right. And if it is, it may be sold as a kit with the XT5, right? So I got to tell you, I have concerns. I hope it's good quality. I really do, because the 18 to 55 kit lens is the single best kit lens I've ever seen from any camera brand anywhere on planet Earth. And I don't want anything less than that. So Fuji, this thing, if this is a kit lens, it needs to be at least as good in terms of quality, material, optics, everything as the 18 to 55. Okay, so I that's the thing I don't know. They're going to replace the current kit lens with this. That's the rumor. You've seen the pictures. Thank you, Patrick at Fuji Rumors. But that's not all. So what do you think? Let's see. We've got some guesses here. A 40 megapixel stacked sensor. Yes, they're just going to release the sensor. It'll be, no, I'm kidding. All right. What does Natalie think? Good to see you, Natalie. Good to see you. Maybe that could be. That could definitely be. David thinks it's an XF400 David thinks that it's an X400 thing. Okay. Right. Now I will say this, Mr. Jarble is right on point. Fuji Rumors knows before Fuji does. So yeah, I would actually agree with that. We got a lot of guesses here. Okay, so I'm going to save this chat. Okay. You put it down here. It's forever. It's forever. And yeah. And I am going to I'm going to pull it up at the watch party. Will you join me at the watch party? I mean, look, 1 a.m. Eastern time kind of sucks. I gotta say, but I'll have some coffee and, listen, if you're in the Pacific time, it'll be 10 p.m., right? 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah. So 10 p.m. you can do it. If you're on East Coast time, I'll do my best to keep you awake. I promise. So yeah. All right, what else is going on here? We got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of guesses here. Hello, Turkey. Okay, so I have a question here from David. Asks, have you received any camera? The answer is no. But there may be a product on the way. I don't know. But no, I've not received a camera as of yet. Right. So, okay. What else? XT50 is a rumor. What do you all think of that? XT50? It's funny. I know less about Fujifilm's product line as you probably think I do. XT50 is kind of a mystery to me. You probably know a lot more about it than I do. I'm more XT3, 4, and 5. Got to tell you, I know a lot about the X106 now, and certainly I know a bit about the GFX line. But the XT50, if that is coming, that's going to be something new for me, if that's true. So, be interesting to see. XT6. I can't comment on that. But I will say that from a release cycle, if you look at past history, most likely an XT6 won't be coming at this event. Okay. How am I doing, Fuji? Am I doing good? Right? You try doing a live stream and talking about an upcoming Fuji event when you already know what's coming. This is hard, okay? It's really hard. So we need to talk about something important. And it's boring as hell, so I'm going to try to make it interesting. Okay? And the reason why it's so important, it's like a combination. Because it's so boring, a lot of you don't think about it or work on it, which I totally understand. Guilty as charged. but it is like a cavity in your mouth, okay? And if you don't take care of it, it turns into a root canal, all right? So I am talking about data storage, I get it, but bear with me. Data storage, data backup, and protecting your files, your photos, okay, your videos. I was going to haul, hold on a second. Oh, it's on the other side of the room. I have a lot of these, these are all broken, okay? So these have all broken. There's this. Protect your ears if you've got headphones on. I have the mic real close to this. But I've got, these are all broken hard drives. So, hard drives need to be important to you. Whether you like them, care about them or not, they need to be important to you because at the end of the day, the health of your hard drive and how you manage your backups is basically going to be what protects your images, your work, your creativity. And I got to tell you something. Your Uncle Pal2tech is going to tell you right now, it's not a question of if your hard drive is going to fail and you're going to lose your photos. It's a question of when. I'm not joking, okay? So if you've just seen this, roll it back and it's not a question, see, I'm rolling it back. It's not a question of if your hard drive is going to fail, but when. I had to tell you that twice because it's so important. And the way you want to do it, and listen, I am not a data expert, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but the way you want to do it is what's called a 3-2-1 strategy. But just to kind of put it simply, you want to have 2 copies of all of your photos in 2 separate areas, like, on an external drive here and over here. And a lot of you do that, and that's awesome. The problem, there's 2 problems. The first is a lot of you don't do the third thing, which is the most important, and that is off-site storage, okay? What if your place burns down? What if both hard drives fail? And that is the single most, I think that's actually more important than having 2 copies. I think you'd be better off if you had to choose having 1 copy locally, 1 copy off-site, than having 2 copies locally and nothing off-site. So the other issue is that a lot of photographers and people that care about their data, their photos, they have good intentions and they'll set it up, but they'll never perform a drill, a test. In other words, they'll never see what happens if something crashes. What do? Right? So I'm going to talk about what happened to me this past week because I don't wish that on my best Sony shooting enemy, right? And through the wisdom I've gained as your Uncle Pal2tech, I hope that this never happens to you, okay? So I just walked into the studio one day and I have all of my photos and videos on it's kind of like it's a RAID system. It's a kind of listen, it's not the best. I'm really embarrassed. I don't know if I should show this. Okay, listen, it's in progress. I don't have it even on a desk yet, but this is, okay, it's on the floor. It's on the floor. That's really embarrassing, but it's brand new. I just set it up, okay? It's on the floor. And I walked into the studio one day and I saw this, okay? Critical. And the color red, anytime you see the color red, forget the word critical, just the color red next to anything that has to do with your data and your photos, not a good thing. So there was a problem. And I basically, long story short, my entire Synology system crashed, lost everything. Now, when I say everything, that's a lot of photos over a lot of years and videos and things like that. Now, I have a number of photos and videos, and I want to see if I've got something to show you. So, like I have. So I have quite a bit of stuff, but this particular drive that crashed was important to me. And so what do you do? Well, now, before I continue, I need to tell you, this video is not sponsored, and the company or the products that I'm about to tell you have no idea I'm making this video. I'm not going to put an affiliate link. I'm not going to put any link, okay? I'm just going to tell you what I use. And if you have any questions, let me know. But I use a service called Backblaze, and I've never had to deal with them before when I've lost data. So I lost data, so I signed into my Backblaze account. And Backblaze is basically a piece of software that you put on your computer, and it runs in the background. You don't even think about it. And in the background, it's constantly backing up and syncing your files. And you know, I've had it for a few years. I haven't thought about it at all. And so I contacted Backblaze, and they charge, well, I had a lot of data to recover. And basically you tick a box, because you see, when you log in, you see your hard drive. And you tick a box, and then it says, how do you want to get your data back? And there's two choices. One is download. The other is send me a hard drive. I tried the download. The problem is that I would be collecting my pension, and by the time it would download, I mean, we're talking like a terabytes. So I clicked on send me the hard drive, okay? Now they charge $190 for this. But if you return the hard drive back to them, it's free. So you just got to make sure you return it, and you have 30 days. So what's funny about it is, so they sent me, right? They sent me the hard drive, and I got to show you this. I haven't returned it yet, right? But it's like an Apple product. Check this out, okay? Look at this thing, right? I mean, come on. So they send this thing, and I'm like, ooh, and you know, a little like handle to open it. You know, open it up. So I open this up, and it has this little card in it. And the other thing about it is that it's encrypted, meaning that when you plug this in to your computer, you have to put a password in it. You cannot see the data at all, which is really good peace of mind, because if this thing were sent to an apartment building or whatever, you don't want people accessing your files. So it's completely encrypted, right? So so I get this thing, and you know, it has this card right here. And basically you get a cord, a USB cord, and you get the drive. And that's it. And so I downloaded the software. It's Western Digital, whatever, decrypting CIA, NSA software. And it took me about 5 minutes. And the password is in your Backblaze account. So you got to go to your Backblaze account, get the password, log in, and there it is. All the data was there. And I recovered it in, I think it took 3 hours. But if I had not had it backed up, you know, off-site, and this is the point of all this, it'd be gone forever. I mean, there'd be nothing I could do. The other thing, and I'm really embarrassed to say this, but I need to. Some of you think that I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm talking about and all that. Okay. Here's the problem. This system right here is on the floor. Okay. All right. In that room back there. I was in a hurry, and I was going really quickly. This was the second. Remember I said you have one copy on site, another copy on site, and the third off site. So the first copy had that critical error that popped up. So I had the second one, which was that one. So I'm rushing. Now, I was looking for a lens ball. Do you know what a lens ball is? If you don't, I'm going to show you. You should get one of these. They're really cool for photography. You don't take these outside, or you be very careful in the sun with these things, but you can get really cool reflections with the, you can get really cool reflections with these. So I was looking for this thing, and I was really excited. I was going to do an opening bid. I've got a new video coming out, and I was in a hurry, and my foot hit the Synology drive while it was writing. Okay, I mean, I literally kicked the unit because I had it on the floor. Special tip for those of you that back up don't put these things on the floor. Okay, lesson learned. But I kicked it, and when I kicked it, I actually, at the moment I kicked it, I heard right, and so I wrecked the drive. So again, it was a combination of random crash, which will happen to you, and complete and utter stupidity, which probably won't happen to you, but happened to me. And so for that reason, again, the reason I'm talking to you right now is have a backup offsite. So I think Backblaze is fine. What do you think? Have you used them? Are there other companies that are better? I don't know. But if there are, let me know in the comments, some of you data people out there, because I feel so strongly about this that I actually want to make a normal video for the channel. And I would be very willing, and I'm talking to you, Backblaze, or, you know, Billy Bob's data storage, whatever. If you want to reach out to me, I would, you know, be more than happy to test out your product. And what that means is I will actually crash it out and see what the process is like recovering it. So I wanted to throw that out there. Please, 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 if you remember one thing I'm telling you, make sure that you have some kind of a backup plan, because these hard drives that spin, they will fail. And it happens to everyone, including me. And, you know, I would have lost photos that I would not have wanted to have lost. So, okay, everyone got that. It was important. I had to go through it and tell you. Okay, so we got, let's see, going into the comments here. Oh, lots of comments. Hello, Lena from Denmark. Michelle's been there too. Yep, you don't want to lose photos. Look, even Natalie had problems, and Natalie knows a lot more what Natalie's doing than I do, okay? Wow. There's a lot of, like, gifted memberships. Mr. Jarble, would you please contact me on Discord and explain to me this whole gifted memberships? I still don't understand it. And I'm looking at the screen. Tala gifted a membership. Thank you very much. And is it a membership for the YouTube channel or for Backstage? I think it's the YouTube channel. So thank you for doing that. I've got to plug into this. James, welcome. We got so many people. I'm sorry if I missed you. Dustin, a lot of new people. Tracy Morris. So I guess if you're gifted a membership, then do you sign up for it? Do you have to do anything? But if you do, make sure you do it, because, you know, they're giving you this gift. At least sign up for it. And if you don't like the membership, then you can later on drop out. But this is really, really nice of David, Mr. Jarble, and Talia. So thank you, all of you, for doing that. Boy, you know, you just... Florian, you do not need a membership. You're already in Backstage. Okay, I can't keep up with all... Wait, what does this say about Omar? Hold on a second. I lost it now. So I don't know if Omar Gonzalez is watching or not. But Omar, if you are, congratulations. 200,000 subscribers. And Omar did a countdown, you know, he did a countdown for that. And it's so funny because as a YouTuber, you have no idea really what the audience thinks. And Omar has no idea about two things about himself: how knowledgeable he is and how down to earth and real he is. And he's a great guy. And so I found, it was funny because when I saw that he was crossing that 200,000 threshold, I looked back and I found my first meeting with, my first connection with him. And it was 4 years ago. I don't know if I can find it. That's all right. I'll look for it later. But I posted that in the community. I don't know if you all saw it. So, all right, let's move on. We got gear done, hard drive done. You know about the watch party. For those of you joining us, Fujifilm launch party for their new summit. I can't tell you what the gear is, but I will say you're going to want to watch this. That is going to be on May 16th at 1 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, right here at pal2tech.com/live. If you just remember that, pal2tech.com/live, that will take you to the watch party. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Natalie, for doing that. Yeah, I don't know, Jens. I'm still figuring all this out with you. Yeah, I mean, you probably know more about how this thing runs, like even backstage, than I do. But okay, so let's talk cameras a little bit. The X100VI, has it arrived? Have you ordered it? What do you think? There's been so many videos that have come out about it. And I do want to talk about one little thing, and I'm gonna get myself in a little trouble here. I mean, a little bit. So there are some leaked images and rumors about a new camera that may or may not be launched at the summit. And on that camera is something very unique. And now it's a top dial, you know, like the kind of dial that I almost just now yanked this camera. I would have broken another HDMI, but in my old age, I'm being calmer. This is the new improved Pal2tech. Okay. This is the only camera. This is literally the only Fuji camera I have left that the HDMI port is not broken. Okay. So with this camera, there's a dial, possibly, right, on the top, and there may be a new camera coming, and the top dial, according to these leaked images, I don't have a photo to show you, so I'll just describe it, but the top dial is basically a film simulation selection dial, right? You know, classic chrome, Provia, Velvia, that, you know, it's got the little things on it. So when I heard about that rumor, the first thing I thought was, why? You know, I mean, you can put that in a custom button, and the way I have it on this camera, right? I have it where I have my film sims. If I press this button right here, boom, there they are. Okay, so to dedicate an entire dial to that, I'm missing something. Can someone help me? I mean, honestly, and maybe it is a really good thing, you know? It just seemed to me as if you have the top dial. I think exposure triangle should be front and center. Now, again, I'm going off leaked images. I'm going off rumors. It could be complete nonsense. But if it's true, what do you think about that? Do you think that the top, one of the, I guess, 3 or 2 or whatever top dials on a Fuji camera should have film simulations on it? In other words, that's what the dial's for. I'm not in the camp that thinks so, but I haven't, you know, I never used a camera that's done that. So what do you think? Honestly, it just was, I don't need to get to classic chrome on a top dial. Yeah. So that's just my take on it. And I'm just being real, being honest. I am not. And now, if this is true, okay, because this could just be ridiculously false, okay? But if it's true, I'm not always going to be a fan of everything that a camera company or a tech company does, right? So I certainly wasn't a fan of Apple this week. I don't know if you saw my latest video. I cut out a lot of the ranting and the raving, but I had to come up with a fix to do this live stream today. So if you haven't seen today's video and it looked like, oh yeah, this has nothing to do with photography, I'm not going to watch it anyway, because first of all, it was a lot of fun to do. Second of all, you might learn something. Third of all, you can see how problematic it can be when a company releases a software update, like Apple does, and what it can do downstream. So I don't know. What do you think of the dial? I wanted to mention that. So yeah, Mr. Jarble, the answer to this question of how much storage is a lot in the 100 plus terabytes. But I want to talk to you because there's another service that I use. So let's talk about that offline, because we're going to get real technical and I'll lose half the group because it's about data storage. You know what I mean? But please reach out to me. I do want to give you my take on that. Okay. Hello, Carlos from Portugal. Hello. XS10, the left top. Oh, I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? The XS10, the left top default are the Sims. I've never held an XS10, so I didn't know that. You see? Told you. Okay. Jan, amen to that. Okay. So at this point, what I'd like to do, what are we at? 6:07. I have one more little bit that's fun that I'm going to wait until the very end. Little thing that I put together. But what I would like to do is do some Q&As, give you some channel updates as well. Working on a number of videos. To be perfectly frank with you, I'm doing really well in the video idea creation, where I'm headed, project ideas department, and I'm doing miserably, grade of an F, on the responding back to sponsors, answering questions from viewers department. So I'm still working on that. That has been a huge struggle for me. I'm getting better. I'm getting some systems down for it, but that's where I'm at with that. We do have a video coming out on, well, it's a personal one. I'm going to give you the title of it, and I'm not going to say anything more about it. But the video that I'm working on right now is called My Most Important Camera. And then in parentheses after that, it's not a Fuji. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Now, to be clear, it's not a phone. Okay, it's not a smartphone. You see a lot of videos. Well, I don't need this. I just have my phone. No, we're not going there. But yeah, so I'm working on that video and working on Capture One Lesson 5, working on the Flash Lesson 3 or 4 or 5. I don't remember. The next one, the next Flash episode. Working on a special video that I cannot talk about. Working on a few things. Yeah, I'm working on a lot of videos, and so that's coming. And I am, for the channel, going to be including more tech-related stuff in the earlier part of the week. And the reason for that, it was, first of all, I kind of started that way, and I enjoy it. But YouTube is really, to keep this thing going on YouTube, it's a matter now, and I hate to say this, but it's true. It's a matter of quantity over quality. Now, that doesn't mean my quality is going to go down. It's not. But I can make tech videos faster than I could make Fuji and camera and photography videos because I put 1,000% into those. So I'm still going to keep the same level. Nothing's changing with that. But if I can make, a 5-minute how to do this on a blah, blah, on a, like I did today. You saw there was one that came out today. That will help the channel tremendously. And it is what it is, That's as far down that road as I'm going to go. You're never going to see me do shorts. You're never going to see me do vertical ever, okay? But I do need to increase the output of this channel. It is just what it is. So going to be doing that. For those of you backstage folks, coffee time, and I don't know, this is a good time to promote. So I have backstage. It's pal2tech.com/backstage. And it is basically an area that I have where you can sign up, and we have a private Discord server, okay? It's made up of photographers, Fujifilm enthusiasts, and all that. I do a separate video just for backstage, and it's every week. So for those of you that have watched backstage, those videos have become more and more polished, more graphics, better sound design, and all that. I've got to return back to just switching on the camera and just telling you my thoughts because I don't have time to do coffee time like I do my normal videos. So I just wanted to mention that. So if you see the quality be a little bit more informal, that's where that's coming from. Okay. All right, let's move on. We are at, let's see, analytics. Jeez, we're at 100. Wow, we're at 117, and I'm just rambling on about the channel. Okay, so let me ask you this before I move on to the next thing and finish up here. Would you like more videos on data storage, photo file management, workflow, that sort of thing? Because I haven't really dived into that. I've been mostly focused on the moment at which you're holding the camera and not the moment at which the photos are offloaded onto the computer. So that doesn't mean I can't. It just, I don't know what I don't know. So let me know, please. I've already asked backstage, so I'm now asking everyone. And please let me know in the comments. I really, really, really would like to know that. Oh, my mouse just crashed. Oh, well, good thing I got a trackpad. Okay, so let's see, talking about Backblaze. Wow. Andrew, yes, that is a HAL 9000 on the wall. HAL is always here. 2001 is my favorite movie of all time. It's not for everybody, but it's mine. And my wife put that together for me, so I love it. In fact, this is a perfect time to talk about something that I want to share with you. So a few days ago, I was in the middle of shooting Coffee Time, right? And normally I'm alone down here. Nobody comes down here. But my wife, Christine, came down here, and she had a box. She'd gotten me a gift. It was really sweet. What she got me was, and before I tell you, I'm kind of a movie buff. I love movies, right? I love them. And the worst film ever created in history, okay, is a movie called The Room, right? And it's it's so bad that it's actually so bad that they made a movie about it. I think it's called The Disaster Artist. Go look it up. Anyway, and it's so bad it's good. It's like one of those things, you know what I mean? It's so bad it's good. So she got me as a present. She came in and surprised me. She got me the script, an actual script for The Room. And not only did she get me the script, it's signed by Tommy Wiseau, the guy that created The Room. But that's not all. So when she went to order it, she placed the order and mentioned that it's for my husband. He's a fan of the movie. Would it be possible for you to sign it to him? So what does Tommy do, right? And this is so The Room, actually. He signs it to her. He made it, I don't know if he did it on purpose or what. So it's not for me. It wasn't signed for me. Check this out. Okay. So here, to Christine. It's not me, it's her. May all your dreams come true. Love, Tommy Wiseau, right? And what's funny, I don't know if you've seen The Room, but like this is the actual script, you know. I don't believe it. Oh, hi, Mark. Right? Those of you that have seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, when she came in, that was a hard drive that just fell. Luckily, it was a broken one. So when she came into the studio, she brought the box, and I was rolling the Coffee Time video at that time, and we were able to catch that moment, and I wanted to share it with you. Now, before I show it to you, I must say the audio is terrible. There's a hum. It's another thing, you know, item number 7692405 that I need to fix in here, but I'll put it on anyway. So yeah, here is what happened when she surprised me with this gift. And keep in mind that when she ordered the gift, it was supposed to be just the script, but Tommy Wiseau or whoever runs the merch sent some additional items, including some things like underwear. Okay, here it is right now. I'll say this: they packaged it really well.
He's into underwear. Yeah. I didn't order this.
What do you mean you didn't order this?
I didn't order this.
Tommy Wiseau just woke up one day and said,
he put this in here. No, this is...
Oh, big shark?
It's out right now. Look, I don't believe it.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi.
And I'll wear this. Well, that was a surprise.
You know, you kind of remind me of the guy in...
What?
The Big Lebowski guy, Johnson.
Going to cut off your Johnson, right? I do look like the guy in the Big Lebowski, right? Yeah, I do. The dream sequence with the scissors. Yeah, I do. I'm going to cut off your Johnson. Okay, so that was. We have a lot of fun in the studio, and yeah, a lot of. I was gonna put the picture up on the wall and not say anything, but I wanted to show you that, and it was really cool. So those of you that don't know what I'm talking about and have never heard of The Room or anything like that, you probably think I'm nuts. Those of you that do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so I wanted to share that. Okay, let's go back to chat. Let's see, The Room is like... Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely. Okay, so... we have a request here for photography workflow. Okay, so yeah, and that actually I think is a good idea. Workflow itself. The problem that I have with that is that everyone's workflow is different, you know, and so what works for me may not work for you, but there are certain workflow things that you should follow, okay? And one of them is that off-site backup that I was talking to you about earlier in the video. If you didn't see that, if you're just joining, please watch the whole video, okay? I will have it available on YouTube about 10 minutes after we're done. Here, watch that because that is really important. But that actually is really, really, really critical for workflow. And really when it comes down to it, it's just a matter of getting it set up one time and then you're done. And you don't have to worry about it. It's an investment, you know, and to be honest, in terms of time it would take you to have an off-site backup, let's say 4 hours of researching maybe a good one, or, you know, and then setting up the account and then, you know, getting it, let's say a day, let's say 2 days. So 2 days of your time to possibly save losing all of your photos forever. It's a good trade-off, you know. So yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna get going, and before I do, does anyone have any questions? There's one other video I still need to do. Film. Fujifilm. For those of you that don't know, this is a camera made in the Soviet Union in the 1950s. Some of you probably figured I forgot about it. No, there's another thing that fell. I have not forgotten about that video either, and that is also on the project list. It won't be shot this week, but probably the following. So that's also in the works. Okay, I'm going to do a quick check, and then I'm going to get going here. Let's see. Thank you, Joe. That's really nice of you. Joe says you love to teach. I do love to teach. I do. In fact, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to get going. I had a kind of a wow moment that happened last week. And that is that, you know, at some point you have to make a decision between what track you want to go down, right? Do you want to be a photographer and have clients and go down that track, which means focusing on the business, focusing on the client interactions, focusing on the editing, I mean, all of that, right? Or do you want to do something else? And in my case, teaching. YouTube, this channel in particular. It's a scary thing because YouTube is not exactly reliable, and it's, you know, you got to deal with income is a very real thing. Mortgage is a very real thing. And so I really believe, just to the bottom of my soul, that teaching is where it's at for me, you know? And I'll put it to you this way. If all of my videos, okay, let's say YouTube themselves practice a terrible backup strategy and they lose their hard drives and all of my videos are gone, except for this one. So I will just say, since this will be the only video that anyone will remember me by, that I think, and if kids, if you're watching your dad, I was put on this earth to teach and to get people excited about creating, and even more importantly, to build up their confidence to do it. So like the censor video, you know, I didn't care about, I was more concerned about building your confidence when I was making that video. This is a terrible thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was more concerned about building up your confidence so that you felt that you could do that. You could clean your camera sensor. You could just, you know, take the lens off and clean the camera sensor, than I was if you were holding the thing exactly the correct angle. Not that that's not important, but for me, it's about getting you excited and passionate and trying to teach really boring concepts like data storage or color science or calibration of your monitor, all, you know, that kind of stuff, in a way that is fun and entertaining, but that you learn something. And so that's what I feel I'm here for. And so I'm moving away from the other track, and I'm continuing to focus now more and more on this channel. So with that being said, I would certainly love, and believe me, I don't ask this very often, if ever, some feedback on how you think the channel could be better. You know, I'm a tough guy, I can take it. And I don't ask for feedback, and I don't like it when creators and things like that are constantly asking their audience for feedback. I think it's kind of a, you know, your feedback is your thoughts. Your thoughts are your time and writing that, and that you're giving that for free. So I don't take it lightly. But anything, and if you want to do it anonymously, you could go to the, you know, Pal2tech.com website, submit it through the forum there, or email me. The email address is on the YouTube channel. Just, you know, don't put your name on it if you want it to be anonymous, but I would love to know what you think could be done to make the channel maybe more professional, better branded, better topics, better schedule, all of that stuff. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. In the meantime, let's see, before I go, is there, there's a, okay, so, right. Hello there. And yeah, Pismo. Yes, Pismo has stopped making videos. For those of you that don't know anything what I just said, I have a friend named Tom Kramer, and Tom was there and hired me. And it was the first job I had on a film set. I did the clapper, right? Scene 4, take 5. And I never forgot that. And so when he had a YouTube channel, he decided to do a goof with it. And he has a ukulele. He doesn't know anything about a ukulele, but he pretended to be a ukulele master. He would play this thing and teach things on it. The whole channel was a goof. But the idea was he would do one video every week for 5 years, I think it was, or 2 years or something like that. And he did it. And so the idea was, can you stick with something? And he did. So the channel achieved that and it ended. But I have a video, if you look, I think it's called Why We Need to Create. And it's a picture of him swinging this ukulele around. Go check that video out. I think you'll like it. It might put you in a good place this weekend. In the meantime, I'm going to get going. If you missed any of this stream, check it out on the channel. I will be back in a brand new one the week after next. I do them every 2 weeks, and they're going to be on Friday, I've decided. So if you liked today's show, give it the like and subscribe, because that really does help YouTube, notice that the channel's still there. And if there's any feedback you have or any thoughts that you have, I would love to hear them. Doing these shows is the highlight of my week. And when I'm making these videos and when I'm writing these scripts, it's just so helpful to know in the back of my mind a roadmap of what you think would be helpful for you to just get better in what you're doing to be, so that you can focus on being more creative. That's the goal. Okay. So thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful Saturday night. And I'll see you in a new video this week. We have some very exciting stuff coming up. Take care, everyone. Thank you.